All right, here we go. Everyone ready? Yep. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Lakota Board of Education to order today, March 20th. Adam, will you please call the roll?
Mr. D. Present. Ms. Bodie. Ms. Casper.
Here.
Mr. Horton.
Here.
Ms. Schaefer.
Here. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second? Second. Discussion? Hearing none. Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. We'd like to move to board action 4A. I'm bringing forth a resolution in an effort to create a fully functional school board. There is a lot of work to be done within the district, and we need all 5 members to be able to participate in meetings in order to best support our students and staff. We have a master's facility plan, our superintendent search, and negotiations coming up, just to name a few. We need to be 5 strong to do the work of the district. At this time, I'm going to read the full text of the resolution. At the conclusion of reading the resolution, I will ask if there is a motion to approve the resolution. Lakota Local School District Board of Education, resolution declaring reasons for 90-day absence of Darby Bodie are insufficient and declaring a vacancy on the Board of Education pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3313.11. Whereas pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3313.11, a Board of Education seat shall be vacated when a board member is absent from board meetings for a period of 90 days if the reason for the absence is declared insufficient by a 2/3 vote of the remaining board members, which vote must be taken not less than 30 days after such absence. And whereas Lakota Local School District Board of Education member Darby Bodie has been absent from board meetings since November 20th, 2023, and whereas Bodie was absent from board meetings for a period of 90 days as of February 18th, 2024, and whereas the reasons for her absence are that she is prohibited from attending board of meetings based on a civil stalking protection order issued against her by the Court of Common Pleas, and whereas pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3313.11, at least 2/3 of the remaining board members desire to declare that the reason for Bodie's absence to be insufficient because Bodie's absence is due to her own conduct, and as a result, she is unable to perform the duties of her position on the Board of Education. And whereas Bodie's seat on the Board of Education shall be vacated, now therefore be it resolved by the Lakota Local School District Board of Education as follows. 1, Darby Bodie was absent from board meetings for a period of 90 days from November 20th, 23 to February 18th, 2024. And 2, the board determines and declares that the reason for Bodie's absence are insufficient. And 3, the Board of Education declares a vacancy in Bodie's seat on the Board of Education. And 4, the Board of Education shall determine and announce how it will select and appoint a qualified board member to fill the vacancy. And 5, the Board of Education shall appoint a person to fill the vacancy on the Board of Education. And 6, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3313.11, the Board of Education shall fill the vacancy at its next regular or special meeting, not earlier than 10 days after such vacancy occurs. It is found and determined that all formal actions of this Board of Education concerning or relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this Board of Education, and all deliberations of this Board of Education and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were adopted in meetings open to the public in compliance with all applicable requirements of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have a statement that I want to make. Okay. I will support the decision of the board, whatever it is, but I want to make a statement. First, I need to emphasize I'm not an attorney. I'm just a board member who is trying his best to keep up with the laws that concern how I do this job. With that said, the only thing I found that authorizes this board to remove member body by authority of Ohio Revised Code Section 3313.11, titled Vacancy in Board. It specifies many reasons to replace a board member due to vacancy. The only one I see that can be used states, and I quote, or absent from meetings of the board for a period of 90 days. If such absence is caused by a reason declared insufficient by a two-thirds vote of the remaining members of the board, unquote. With that stated, member body cannot come to meeting according to the protection order if I am present. A short history is in order here. A stalking protective order was issued September 20th, 2023. On September 28th, Judge Howard issued a partial stay allowing her to attend board meeting with specific conditions while her case was under appeal. She attended all board meetings after that partial stay. On November 13th, 2023, her case was clearly ruled upon by the Court of Appeal, entering a final order of dismissal. Then on November 17, 2023, Ms. Bodie was issued a criminal summons to appear in Butler County Criminal Court due to a violation by unlawfully attending a meeting at the Lakota Central Office where I was present. This criminal case is still pending as of this date. Finally, on January 4, 2024, Judge Howard in the Court of Common Pleas, Butler County, issued a final decision and order stating in part, I quote, all of the respondents' pending motions are dismissed, unquote. This order also keeps 2 additional motions for content for future action. These appear to be on hold due to current criminal court case. In view of the above, should we table this motion until the court case is over? If you decide to move forward on this motion, I will not vote for or against it. I will simply say present. I want this to be part of the minutes, and I will support the decision of the board today. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Kelly?
I just want to say, I appreciate what you read, but for me, it has nothing to do with what is between you and Mrs. Bodie. This is about a functionality of a 5-person board with everything we have coming up. And the fact that there's a reason in the state of Ohio that there are not even board members. And that at some point, with all we have to do, there could be a 2-2 vote, and there's no precedent for how to break the tie. So while I appreciate what you're going through, even tabling this until over the court case is over won't change the fact that the protection order is still in place until September of 2025, which is an additional 18 months that I don't feel like we can wait and be effective as a board for another 18 months with only 4 people.
Would you like to say anything, Doug?
From my perspective, whether or not Mrs. Bodie has regard to the effects of her actions, in this case, her direct actions are preventing her from, by legal decree, from participating in the full work of this board. And when I look at myself and I look to my right, I see board members who understand their roles, but more importantly, what their responsibilities are. And I look to my left and I see an empty seat. And the seat has been empty since before I joined the board, and it will remain empty for the foreseeable future. Lakota schools deserve more than an empty seat. And so when I look at this and I see that the Ohio Revised Code actually demands and says that we have the responsibility to fill a vacant seat and that we should fill this empty chair, then I won't shrink away from that responsibility.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Adam, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Present.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Tonight, the Lakota Board of Education announces a vacancy in the seat held by Darby Bodie. The vacancy stems from Mrs. Bodie's inability to attend board meetings due to her actions that resulted in a civil stalking protective order, CSPO, issued against her in case number CP 2023-08-0403, effective September 9th, 2023. As a result of her actions, Mrs. Bodie has been absent from board meetings for over 90 days. Per revised code 3313.11, the board must wait for an additional 30 days to consider whether her reason for absent is deemed insufficient. The law requires that 2/3 of the remaining board members vote for removal of the board member. Through tonight's 3 out of 4 vote, the board has determined it necessary to declare a vacancy in her seat to effectively conduct the business of the board. In accordance with revised code 3313.11 and board policy 0145, the board will proceed to fill the vacancy. Information on how the vacancy will be filled will be available on our website later this evening. This action tonight was taken in compliance with all applicable legal requirements. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Adam, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.